Hello.
Then. Now.
Countdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, I'm back at episode number 70 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2024. It is ECW's go-home show for Survivor Series. And we have a big main event tonight. It will be for the ECW World Championship as well as the advantage in the Bloodline Civil War Games match this Saturday night. Warden will defend against Jey Uso again. They haven't actually wrestled since... I think One Night Stand. Yeah, but that was because Jey Uso was the champion at One Night Stand, yeah. They haven't had a singles match since that, I don't believe. At least not a big championship one. But yeah, that's our main event tonight. Plus, we have ZSJ versus Mustafa Ali, 2 out of 3 falls. We have Sasha Banks' $1 Million Challenge. And we have Austin Theory and Kevin Owens for the number 1 contendership for the ECW Television Championship next week. And a whole lot more. We still need to find out who the last member of the Bloodlines War Games team is. And yeah, without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Cold open, the show kicks off. A vehicle pulls up, obviously with blacked out windows. And out steps the Wise Man, and out step the Usos. And Kelly obviously catches up with them to the back. He's like, Heyman, Paul, tonight is a big night for the Bloodline. This Saturday night, Bloodline Civil War Games. Tonight, Jey Uso could become the ECW World Champion once again and get you the advantage in that War Games match. I gotta ask, where's Roman Reigns? Is he not here tonight? He goes, Kelly, Roman Reigns, but OTC is currently off trying to sort out this business regarding the final member of the Bloodlines War Games team. But I rest assured Roman Reigns will be here tonight and he will let everybody know who the final member of our War Games team shall be. But as for tonight is Jey's night. Main event, Jey Uso back in the main event where he belongs. Gonna put the first chink in Solo's Bloodlines armor. Warden, you may not be blood related, but you stepped into this business, and this family business now concerns you. So tonight, we're gonna make you regret that. Opening match gets an 83. That's That's a lot lower than I thought it would be. It's ZSJ and Mustafa Ali, you know. So apparently this match had a lack of psychology. Apparently, so I guess it went to, hey, you know, it's not the first ZSJ match I've seen this past week that went too long. At least this one didn't go 40 minutes. But Zach does pick up 2 falls to Mustafa Ali's 1, submitting him with orienteering with Napalm Death to win the feud. When I started this feud, I didn't know, obviously this was supposed to be part of the Mustafa Ali, you know, he still had this vengeance against all the TV title people who wronged him. Halfway through, it just became, I wanted to continue this feud because I want both these men to do something because I like them both. And I thought the matches would be good. So we sort of lost that initial point halfway through the storyline. And like part of that was then me going, I don't even know who I want to go over here. I settled on Zach. Again, not sure why, I just vibed with him winning. But these are 2 very important, you know, key staples of the ECW mid-card. And ideally, I'd like to keep them wrestling each other for longer, but they probably should move apart now. 92 for Zach, 86 for Mustafa Ali. You know, they could have been my Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, but, you know. Also, TW would ding me for booking the match too many times. That's a thing. That's the gameplay reason why I can't do an actual best of 7. We then cut backstage. Heyman opens his office door and Kiana James just stood in there and he like gets jumped and goes, oh my god, how did you get in here? He went, I was on Heat last night, someone left this for you. He just hands him a letter. And he goes, well, what is it? And then she opens it up and she reads it. Says, I don't know where it's from, it just appeared on my desk. It says, Dear Mr. ECW, whoever runs ECW, I think it's Paul Heyman. He goes, it is, yes. He goes, last week I was appalled by the state of your brand. I came to this brand to give this show the Becky Lynch rub, and defend my championships against your top tag teams, only to find out that you had 3 brackets, 3 spelled out, tag teams on your entire roster. Exclamation point. So, as an incentive to help grow this tag team division, since it now has the Becky Lynch rub, I am suggesting the beginning of a new tournament called the Quest for the Next Extraordinary Tag Team. And as a bonus incentive, the winning team will receive signed copies of the New York Times best-selling book, Becky Lynch, The Man, Not Your Average Girl. Signed, Mysterious Wrestler. And Heyman goes, so what you're saying is the women's tag team scene here on ECW, it needs sorting out. And Kiana's like, that's what the letter says, yeah. And he goes, great, have you got any ideas, since you are, the women's general manager around here right now? She goes, I think I've got a few. And she walks off. So yes, a mysterious wrestler has, suggested an interesting proposition to find the next top teams in ECW's women's tag team division. Let's see if that starts tonight. We then come back to the ring. Sasha's out there with Kim. She goes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Sasha Banks' first ever official $1 million challenge. Now, usually when I defend this $1 million championship, I take a couple of weeks off, rest my body. I've got other things to do, being a CEO and a big Disney star. But tonight, it's time for me to defend my championship again. So not only do you get a shot at my $1 million championship, if you can beat me, I'll give you $1 million from my own bank account. But you won't beat me because nobody's on my level on this brand. That's what Chelsea Green answers. She goes, Sasha, back in the day, I used to look up to you and the 4 Horsewomen. That was a pathway for girls like me to make it big here in WWE. And I used to be a lot like you, but recently I've had my head turned by some new friends I've recently made. And they all told me last night at Heat that I should come out here and I should make a name for myself and I should answer this $1 million challenge. Just one quick question, Sasha. $1 million. What's that in yen? Sasha's like, excuse me. And Joe's like, I asked $1 million. What's that in yen? And Sasha goes, well, I think it's actually about 158 million yen. Just great. Me and the girls are going to have a field day spending that on my championship celebration. So yeah, Chelsea Green and Sasha Banks. 87. There we go. Chelsea doesn't win, but that's why I put her in this spot. It's Chelsea Green. I need to do more. Like, the J-Flow stuff is fun, but also I can't just contain her to Heat. I'm already doing that with Next Gen. Sasha defeats Chelsea 10:44 with an interest rate to make defense number 3 of the $1 million title. So she keeps the belt and she keeps her money. $90 rating for Sasha Banks, 67 rating for Chelsea Green. So yeah, 87 rated match. The best match of Chelsea Green's life. Yeah, big performance from her, but Sasha does keep a hold of the belt. And then cut backstage. Jimmy and Jay are chatting, and Jimmy's like, hey, Hans still haven't seen Roman around here right now. You're getting concerned? And Jay goes, listen, I know we've had our issues with Roman in the past, but right now we have the same mission that's to take down Solo and the New Bloodline. So we've got to trust him for now. I'm sure he's working on picking out the 5th member of our War Games team. That's when Joe Hendry slides over. Goes, evening, boys. My brother Zeus. Last week, that song, it captured the hearts of everybody. I'm actually doing a Spotify release this week, so hopefully it can be, a hit in time for Christmas. But all I've heard all week, is let me be your one and only Zeus Joe. So, if you still need that 5th man, you know where I am. And Jay's like, you have to take that up with Roman, not with us. And Joe's like, you're still bowing down to Roman Reigns. So I thought this was a new bloodline. I thought everybody was on the same playing field here. So why can't you make the choices, Jay? Because we've all got to agree on it, Oos. As much as we found the song endearing and funny last week, you're a funny kid. But we don't know if you're exactly who we're looking for at War Games. And also, my dad, he hated the song. Hated it. Should have heard him on his podcast. He was ranting about that song. So you're not exactly in his best graces right now. Joe goes, well, he can't love every single loose Joe of his, can he? And he walks off. And then cut back. Sasha, she's walking through the hallways with her belt, with Kim, with Indy by her side. When they catch Kiana James catching up with Katana Chance. She goes, Katana, I know you've been struggling around here recently, and trust me, you had those matches with Sasha. We were supposed to take you to new heights. Well, a great new opportunity just opened up here on ECW. You see, there's this thing starting up soon regarding finding new tag teams for ECW's women's tag team division. And we're going to extend the olive branch out to you because we think you are the perfect tag team partner for Kim McQueen. Katana goes, "What, you want to just bully me? After I lost my tag team partner, trying to find my footing here as a single star, beat me up, and then expect me to just join you?" Katana James goes, "Got any other options, huh? Sitting catering, I guess." And Katana goes, "Fine, I'll do it." She goes, "Easy. I knew I could win you over." So yeah, coming up later on tonight, Kim McQueen and Katana Chance in tag team action. 77. I'll actually take that. Kevin Owens wanted to be kept strong here, so that's actually a pretty good rating for the match. But Austin Theory does cheat to beat Kevin Owens. He puts his feet on the ropes, wins in 11:58. So he gets the shot at Kyle O'Reilly for the television championship, and that will be next week's main event. Kyle O'Reilly defending the ECW television championship against Austin Theory. 71 for Kevin Owens, 78 for Austin Theory. So yeah, after that big Donnybrook match win, another win over Kevin Owens. Theory's riding high now. Could he be your next ECW television champion? We then cut backstage. Kelly Kincaid, my guests at this time, Matt Cardona, Kurt Hawkins. They were going to go, "Matt and Kurt, you've requested this time for this interview right here." And then Dolph Ziggler immediately cuts in and goes, "Kelly, what are we doing here? Why are you wasting your time talking to these people? Okay, you should be talking to me, the Paragon, the hottest stable here on ECW. You see, last week, I did what Adam Cole Bebe failed to do. I elevated the Fritz Brothers to new heights. People are now excited to see the Fritz Brothers again because of me. They were never excited to see the Fritz Brothers under Adam Cole. But then last week, we were so rudely interrupted. By who, Kelly? Not by Adam Cole, not by anybody we wanted to see. But by those Wyatts. The Wyatt 7 got themselves involved in our business. Paragon business. Now listen, if you people want to go out and be spooky and honor your late great wrestling hero / family member, be my guest, do it on your own time, but you're sticking your nose in my business. I'm not going to be nice to you just because you're honoring Bray Wyatt's legacy. Because I've got my own legacy to build, and it starts tonight, and it ends with me getting back my ECW World Championship. So next week, as far as I'm concerned, these Wyatt 7, they're merely a stopgap. They're a pit stop. And we're going to deal with them next week, and nobody will ever think about the Wyatt 7 ever again. But they will be reminded of the Paragon's greatness. We then get a sit-down interview. Nigel McGuinness conducts a sit-down interview with Florence about the upcoming match with Ruby Riott. He says, "Florence, glad you could join me at this time. This Saturday night we've got a very personal rivalry. Since you won that ECW championship, you've faced a lot of competition, but I don't think there's ever been a rivalry, a match so personal for you in this ECW Women's Championship reign. In this match you've got with Ruby Riott coming up." He goes, "Yeah, Nigel, I just wanted to, sit down here away from the glitz and the glam, away from the locker room, away from Ruby, Blair, just be myself and open up about these past few weeks because they've been kind of rough. I take full responsibility for jumping the gun and blaming Blair Davenport for my attack 3 weeks ago. As a longtime friend of Blair's. I should have known better than to do that. I understand why she's angry at me. Which brings me to Ruby Riott. Ruby's the main topic of my concern right now, because not only is she the thorn in my side, not only is she that twitch that I just can't itch, she's who I'm defending my women's championship against. Because at the end of the day, friends, they come and go. This is what it's all about, this championship right here. This is what Ruby Riott actually wants. She doesn't want to break our friendship apart. She wants this ECW Women's Championship, but she thinks getting into my head is the best way to do it. So Ruby, I've already beaten you for this championship once before, and sure, you're a whole different animal right now. You're on top of your game. I've never seen Ruby Riott this close to actually being a breakout star. Took you long enough. You've been there for, 6, 7 years? And you're finally starting to show that potential that people saw in you when you first came to the company. But potential is all you're ever going to be. Wasted potential, because you may have thought what you were doing was smart, but what it actually was spectacularly dumb. Because I'm always locked into every single championship defense I've ever made. But this one, I'm extra locked in. This time I need to beat you, Ruby. Saturday night, I keep a hold of my championship. And I would just go, and after Saturday, where do you think everything's going to stand with you and Ruby and Blair? Is your friendship over? Alfonso just looks down at the ground. She looks back up and goes, I sure hope not. Oh, great. Okay, that's why we got a nice trial run in. Katana Chance and Kim McQueen don't work well as a team. But they do pick up the win. They beat our good old friend Sugar Rush, You're a real challenge run lore expert if you remember them. But they're getting a cameo appearance here on ECW. Katana Chance does pin Zaya Brookside in 7:25. 64 for Kim, 62 for Katana, 60 for Candy Floss, 51 for Zaya. They still have great chemistry. I don't know if I set that in this new game, or if the game just, again, gave them great chemistry. But yes, that's funny. But this isn't, okay? Because I thought that... opening up here, I'm obviously not a big watcher of the National Wrestling Alliance, so when I signed Camille, I assumed that her ring work, let's put it nicely, was better than what I've seen of it when she's wrestled on AEW. So I wanted to find her a tag team partner, because I thought she could still do that big tag team partner role, and Katana Chance is, athletic and small, and I imagined their finisher being, her standing on Kim's shoulders and doing, what her and Katana do, that move where she, does a handstand. Doing that off Kim, onto the person. So I thought they'd be fun, but the game disagrees, apparently. Another Musaya vignette. Apollo's back at the church. He's throwing Holy War up in the air and he goes, Ladies and gentlemen, the time is almost upon us. The Musaya, he met another god. He fell up short, but that ain't gonna keep us down. Because it takes a god to beat a god like the Musaya. And next week, we're gonna spread our cheer of the Church of Moose to everybody on ECW. Once again, can I get an amen? Amen, Apollo. That's why myself and the Musaya, whether it be television championship or whether we become tag team champions, we will spread the message of the great Musaya to the world. Amen, my brother. Amen to you all. And God bless Moose. A quick video package. Rey Mysterio and Pistolero. They made their tag team debut last week, but they lost it to the Fritz brothers. So, we're just going to see them training, learning from their mistakes. Rey's got Pistolero watching old Lucha Libre. They're practicing Lucha tag moves together because they lost their debut match, but they do plan on, bringing that Lucha tradition to ECW. Rey's had countless Lucha classics in the old ECW. It's time he brings another luchador to his level. And Pistolero, free of Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. I think their contracts must have expired. But yeah, him and Ray doing things now. Oh, I don't have Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee's locked into an AEW contract in this game. So it's Bandito instead. We sort of swapped luchadors. We see Joe Hendry and Jey Uso chatting up backstage again. They're in like, the canteen. Like I can't remember the set where else we used to be using. You know, before Jey Uso goes out and he's in the fucking the area with like where they have the merchandise stand and all the fans are. He's in there. Him and Joe Hendry are in there. You know, awaiting Jay's entrance. He goes, wow, main event time. I still don't see this OTC anywhere. And Joe goes, oh Jay, he just shakes his head. He goes, you're right, Oos, you know. As far as I'm concerned, you'd be on the team by now, Oos. I like your vibes. But I can't. I gotta trust Roman. You know. Me and Roman, nothing's gone wrong since we reunited a month ago. I'm sure he's working on something. Right? And Joe goes, I sure hope so, Jay, because I don't want you to be outnumbered. Good luck. Pulling for you to be the new World Heavyweight Champion. Then Jey Uso's music hits and we get the big long yeeting entrance. We get an 81 rating. He has a hot new catchphrase. Yeah, he does. It's yeet. And yeah, coming up next, Jey Uso and Warden for the ECW World Championship. But before that, we get a rundown of next week. We've got 2 big matches set for next week's episode of ECW. The first is an ECW Television Championship match. The God, Kyle O'Reilly, will take on Austin Theory, the finished article, the Now, for the ECW Television Championship. He beat Kevin Owens to get that shot tonight. Can he become the new champion and kill the God? There's only one way to find out. Plus, 8-man tag team action is confirmed. Dolph Ziggler, the Fritz Brothers, and Cesaro of the Paragon will do battle against the Wyatt 7. Uncle Howdy, Kip Sabian, Preston Vance, Eric Rowan. 8-man tag team action. I think this might actually be the Wyatt 7's first 8-man tag, because I think they had a 6-man tag with Austin Theory, Matt Cardona, and Kurt Hawkins. And then Uncle Howdy had a singles match with Theory, I believe. But yes, next week the Paragon and the Wyatt 7 in 8-man tag team action. 87 rated main event. You know, yeah, chicanery ensues. Jimmy Uso runs out. Joe Hendry runs out, and then all the other members of the heel bloodline team run out to fight him off, and eventually it is too much for Jay. Warden hits him with the powerbomb to make defense number 1 of the ECW World Championship and also earn Solo Sikoa's bloodline the advantage in the Bloodline Civil War Games match this Saturday night. 86 for Jay, 90 for Warden. And yeah, Warden stands tall. Him and Solo's bloodline, you know, get into the ring. They start attacking Jay. Jimmy and Joe Hendry rush into the ring. They try and fight them off as well. You know, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa send the Usos out to the outside. Brawl with them around ringside. Warden's got Joe Hendry in position for a powerbomb. When out comes Roman Reigns. He's got Jacob Fatu with him. He's got the Wise Man with him. And, you know, his music hits, he just stands on the ramp. He's aura farming. So, you know, they've dropped Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry's rolled to the outside at this point as well. And, you know, it's Solo, it's the Tongans, it's Warden stood in the ring. Jay and Jimmy retreat up the ramp. Joe Hendry's down at ringside. And Roman's music stops. He doesn't say anything. He just slowly turns back around to stare at the entrance. When out comes the big man himself. The final boss is here. He's got chills. He's feeling the mana. Moana 2, it's fresh off the box office. It's flopped in this universe. So Big Dwayne's had to step in and do War Games. He comes out. He points to his chills in the camera. He slaps his arm. And he daps up Roman Reigns. Big Dwayne, The Rock, is the final member of the Bloodlines War Games team. 88 rated show. Yeah, pretty fucking good show. Funny note, when I finished booking the show, I'd booked in everything apart from the final segment, the one here called If You Smell. So, I think it came to like 112 minutes, and I was just going to be like, whatever time I've got left over, that's how long The Rock has to aura farm. So, I guess he just walks around the stage for 8 minutes, being The Rock and having chills, and pointing at his arm, and slapping his arm, and doing whatever The Rock does. But yes, what matters more is what you thought of the show. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for SmackDown's Go Home show, ahead of Survivor Series. See you then.